Hi, this is Dr. Reynaldo ROJoson, Director of ROJoson PEP Talk. I have a patient empowerment program in which I like to empower the lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. What I have in mind in my PEP Talk, which may run for 3 years, is to empower at least 30 persons with my family members and my patients as a priority. This is my key performance indicator. I hope you will be in my group of 30. I launched this pep talk on May 15, 2021 with a module on COVID-19. Second module was on patient empowerment. Third module, patient management process. Fourth module, rights in patient empowerment. And fifth module, staying healthy and contented. There are 6 parts in this particular module: introduction and intentional living plan, healthy lifestyle plan, screening and periodic health check, early diagnosis and early treatment, first aid and basic medical care, and food supplements. Are they necessary? My pep talk today is entitled Staying Healthy and Contented. Food supplements, are they necessary? The empowerment objective is for the lay people to have an understanding of whether food supplements are necessary to staying healthy. What are food supplements? Food supplements are products that are added to the regular diet. There are various terms encountered in the literature: food supplements, dietary, nutritional, health, pharmaceutical, and nutraceutical supplements. For our purpose, let's consider all the terms as one and the same thing, and let's operationally define supplements as the products taken orally or through the mouth to supplement one's regular diet for one reason or another. The products may be vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, enzymes, botanicals, and other substances delivered in the form of tablets, capsules, liquids, powders, chewables, etc., either singly or combined in a mixture. Before I go to the discussion proper, let's start with some introductory concepts. The human body needs nutrients and proper amount of that in the food to stay alive and to be able to function properly and maintain health. Since the human body does not synthesize nutrients, they must be obtained from the diet, making them essential. We will be encountering this term essential often in this discussion. It just means those that cannot be synthesized by the body and therefore must be supplied. Nutrients are chemical compounds in the foods. One categorization of nutrients is whether they are organic or inorganic. Those nutrients that contain carbon are called organic, and while those that do not contain carbon are called inorganic. Examples of organic nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids, enzymes, and botanicals. Examples of inorganic nutrients are the minerals such as iron, selenium, and zinc, and water. Another categorization is whether the nutrients are macronutrients or micronutrients. Macronutrients are those nutrients that the body needs in large amounts. Examples are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Micronutrients are those nutrients that the body needs in smaller amounts. Examples are the vitamins and minerals. When we talk of regular diet, we talk of the general or normal diet, which should contain the essential macronutrients and micronutrients for adequate nutrition. We also talk of balanced and varied diet so that there is no need for supplements anymore. Only those who cannot eat adequately or have malabsorption diseases will need supplements. These are rightfully the indications for food supplements. Let's go back to the food supplements. As mentioned, the products may be vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, etc., delivered in the form of tablets, capsules, liquids, powders, chewables, etc., either singly or, combined in a mixture. As such, since they are delivered in the form of tablets, capsules, liquids, etc., they are called synthetic nutrients. So, food supplements are synthetic nutrients. What's the difference between synthetic nutrients and natural nutrients? Natural nutrients are those obtained from whole food sources in the diet, whereas synthetic nutrients are those made artificially in an industrial process. Some bottom lines in the difference between the two. Getting natural nutrients from whole foods is always a better option. This is because when you eat real food, you're not consuming only single nutrients, but rather the whole range of vitamins, minerals, cofactors, and enzymes that allow for optimal use by the body. Without these additional compounds, synthetic nutrients are unlikely to be used by the body in the same way as their natural counterparts. For example, studies show that natural vitamin E is absorbed twice as efficiently as synthetic vitamin E. It is also unclear how well the synthetic nutrients are absorbed and used in the body. Another bottom line, there is a higher risk for side effects with synthetic nutrients because of industrial processing of the products. Let's now go to each nutrient. Vitamins. Vitamins are a group of substances that are needed for normal cell functions, growth, and development of the human body, and are required in small quantities in the diet. That's why it's called micronutrients. There are 13 essential vitamins: vitamin A, C, D, E, K, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, B5, B7, and B9. So let me emphasize that getting natural vitamins from whole foods is better than synthetic vitamins. Minerals. Just like vitamins, minerals are a group of substances that are also needed for normal cell function, growth, and development of the human body. Essential minerals are categorized into macro minerals, meaning larger amounts needed, and trace minerals, smaller amounts needed. There are 16 essential minerals in the body, or that the body must have. Seven of them are macro minerals, which are calcium, chloride, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sodium, and sulfur. And 9 trace minerals: chromium, copper, fluoride, iodine, iron, manganese, molybdenum, selenium, and zinc. Again, getting natural minerals from whole food is better than synthetic minerals. Amino acids are a group of substances that are also needed for normal cell function, growth, development of the human body. There are 9 essential amino acids: histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, methylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Again, getting natural amino acids from the whole food is better than synthetic amino acids. Fatty acids are a group of substances also needed for normal cell function, growth, and development of human body. There are 2 essential fatty acids: alpha linolenic acid, or also known as omega-3 fatty acid, linoleic acid, omega-6 fatty acids. Okay. Getting natural fatty acids from whole foods is again better than synthetic fatty acids. Enzymes. Enzymes are proteins that help speed up chemical reactions that are involved in digestion, liver function, blood coagulation, breathing, reproduction, healing, growth, and other biological activities. Examples of enzymes: carbohydrates, breaks down carbohydrates into sugars. Lipase breaks down fats into fatty acids. Protease breaks down protein into amino acids. Again, getting natural enzymes from whole food is better than synthetic enzymes. Botanicals. The botanical is a plant or a plant part valued for its medicinal or therapeutic properties, flavor, or scent. Herbs and spices are subset of botanicals. Products made from botanicals that are used to maintain or improve health are sometimes called herbal products, botanical products, or phytomedicine. Examples are ginseng and guarana. Okay? Again, let me emphasize that getting natural botanicals from the whole food is better than synthetic botanicals. So let me repeat. There are natural and synthetic micronutrients. Food supplements are synthetic nutrients. Getting natural nutrients from whole foods is always a better option than synthetic nutrients. Whole foods offer three main benefits over dietary supplements. Number one, greater nutrition, because whole foods are complex, containing a variety of micronutrients needed by the body. Number two, essential fiber. Whole foods provide dietary fibers, such as whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. And number three, protective substances. Many whole foods contain chemicals that promote health, such as antioxidants. The human body needs whole food and its nutrients to stay alive and to be able to function properly and maintain health. This is a given. The whole foods must be adequate and eaten in moderation, meaning not too much and not too little also. Adequate means sufficient amount of each essential nutrients as well as fiber and calories. The whole foods must be balanced. A balanced diet results when one does not consume one nutrient at the expense of another, but rather get appropriate amounts of all nutrients. The whole foods must be varied. This means eating a wide variety of foods in the right proportions. The question is, why vary the foods? In nature, no food or drink contains all the essential nutrients, especially in the right proportions, so that no food by itself can completely satisfy our dietary needs. That's why it's important to vary our food choices and have a proper mix of different foods. This way, we reduce the risk of nutritional imbalances and deficiencies, and at the same time promote the consumption of the right amount of each nutrient. A varied diet not only guarantees greater health benefits, but is also the best way to satisfy our taste and combat the monotony of a diet that is imbalanced and characterized by a limited number of foods. Eating a varied, well-balanced diet means eating a variety of foods from each of the different food groups daily in the recommended amounts. The nutrients contained in the food groups are the following: carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, enzyme, fiber, and water. Food groups are used to simplify dietary recommendation instead of specifying the nutrients. There are different food group recommendations. In some there are 5, in some there are 7, depending on the countries and advocates. In the Philippines, food groups are contained in the Philippine Food Pyramid. The basic 5 food groups are fruit and vegetables, starchy food, dairy, protein, and fat. The 5 food groups in Australia: vegetable and legumes, fruits, grain foods, lean meat and poultry, fish, eggs, tofu, nuts and seeds and legumes and beans, milk, yogurt, cheese, and their alternatives. The 6 food groups are example: bread, cereal, rice, pasta group, fruit group, vegetable group, protein group consisting of meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, and nuts, and then the cheese group or dairy group, milk, yogurt, and cheese, and then the fats, oil, and sweet groups. The Philippine food groups and pyramid: rice, corn, fruit crops, bread, and noodles, fruits, vegetables, milk and milk products, egg, dried beans and nuts, fish, shellfish, meat and poultry, sugar and sweets, fats and oils. Foods are grouped together because they provide similar amount of key nutrients. Example, key nutrients of milk, yogurt, cheese, and alternatives include calcium and protein, while the fruit group is a good source of vitamins, especially vitamin C. To recap at this point, eating an adequate, balanced, and varied diet is sufficient to maintain health. No additional supplements are needed. Only those who cannot eat adequately or have malabsorption diseases will need supplements. These are rightfully the indications for the food supplements. Additional issues to discuss at this point. Two issues. What are the scientific evidences that food supplements are really not necessary? How come a lot of people are still taking food supplements? First issue, what are the scientific evidences that food supplements are really not necessary? So the bottom line here, calling all the research output, randomized controlled trials do not support benefits of supplements in reducing risk for cardiovascular disease, cancer, or type 2 diabetes in healthy people with no clinical nutritional deficiencies. So no benefit for the supplement. An updated systematic review of 15 trials published after 2013, so 5 years after, the US Preventive Service Task Force is still maintain or confirm the lack of benefits of supplements on cardiovascular events, mostly among patients with risk factors. Vitamin D and omega-3 trial, this one of the few randomized trial of supplements for primary prevention of cardiovascular disease, found no effect of vitamin D supplementation on its primary endpoint, which is myocardial infarction, stroke, or cardiovascular death in healthy people. So no benefit of vitamin D supplementation. Current evidence does not support a role of vitamin and mineral supplements in reducing cancer risk, with some evidence suggesting potential harm. No benefit for the supplements in cancer reduction. It might also be harmful. A meta-analysis of trials in community living older adults found that vitamin D or calcium supplementation, apparently targeting osteoporosis, did not reduce risk of hip fractures or total fracture. Again, no benefit for the supplement. The use of supplements appreciably reduces the prevalence of inadequate intake for most nutrients, but also increases the prevalence of excess intake for some nutrients. The side effect, these are the side effects of supplements. Inadequate intake of the natural food, and then at the same time increasing the excess intake of some nutrients. The USPSTF concludes that the current evidence is insufficient to assess the balance of benefits and harms on the use of multivitamins and prevention of cardiovascular disease or cancer. No benefits. The USPSTF recommends against the use of beta-carotene or vitamin E supplements for the prevention of cardiovascular disease or cancer. The evidence show there is no benefit of taking vitamin E, and that beta-carotene can be harmful because it increases the risk of lung cancer in people already at risk, such as those who smoke, and also increases the risk of dying from heart disease or stroke. The task force is a recommendation for women who are planning to be or able to become pregnant and recommends the use of folic acid supplement to prevent neural tube defects like anencephaly, a defect in the brain, and spina bifida, a defect in the spinal cord. So this is the only recommendation for a supplement in pregnant women. Dietary supplements don't extend life and might actually shorten if it's taken at high levels. While certain nutrients may contribute to a longer life, they need to come from a food source. So no benefit with side effects of supplements. Excess calcium intake was linked to an increased risk of cancer death, which was associated with the supplemental doses of calcium exceeding 1,000 milligrams per day. Example of side effects of supplements. Most studies suggest that multivitamins won't make you live longer, will not slow cognitive decline or lower your chances of disease, such as heart disease, cancer, or diabetes. So no benefit. Some supplements may pose risk. Examples of some supplements that may pose risk include the following: vitamin K, reduce the effectiveness of blood thinners. Ginkgo can increase blood thinning. St. John's wort can make some drugs not less effective because of interaction. Herbal supplements, comfrey and kava, can damage the liver. Beta-carotene and vitamin A can increase risk for lung cancer in smokers. Supplements may interact with other medications you're taking or pose risk if you have certain medical conditions such as liver disease or are going to have surgery. Examples of side effects of supplements. Then look at the blue zones. Blue zones are regions or places in the world where people statistically live the longest, usually more than 100 years old. And these areas consist of Sardinia in Italy, islands of Okinawa in Japan, Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, Icaria in Greece, and Loma Linda in California. So the question is, do they take vitamins and other supplements? The answer is no. Instead of taking vitamins and other supplements, they get everything they need from nutrient-dense, fiber-rich whole foods, the so-called plant-based diet. So this is another evidence for no need for supplements. So the second question is, or second issue is, how come a lot of people are still taking food supplements despite the scientific evidence? In a recent survey conducted by Rakuten Insight on dietary supplements in the Philippines, 88% of respondents aged 55 years old and older stated taking dietary supplements daily, while 39% of respondents aged 16 to 24 years old stated taking dietary supplements daily. So here are some of the reasons. For the lay people, the commonly cited motivations for consumption of food supplements are to prevent disease, enhance mental and general health, enhance sport performance, and compensate for dietary deficiencies. With the evidence presented, so all of these things comprise wrong perception, ignorance, and myth. Physicians can also be a contributory factor. Physicians are not well informed of scientific evidence, giving in to marketing of pharmaceuticals, giving in to wishes of patients, and don't want to have the burden of educating and advising patients because it occupies a lot of their time. With the evidence presented, all of these comprise wrong perception, ignorance, incompetence, and unprofessionalism. Commercialism is another factor that contributes to a lot of people taking food supplements despite the evidences. Commercialism. making a business or profit, ignoring the scientific evidences, and riding on consumer behavior, particularly the perception of the public and their attitude. So what to do as empowered patients in the light of scientific evidence and myth on food supplements? The human body needs whole food and its nutrients to stay alive and to be able to function properly and maintain health. An adequate, balanced, and varied diet can supply all the macronutrients and micronutrients needed by the body. There is no need for synthetic supplements for the micronutrients if an adequate, balanced, and varied diet is taken. Only those who cannot eat adequately or have malabsorption diseases will need supplements. These are rightfully the indications for food supplements. There must be a benefit-risk balancing or analysis when one considers taking supplements on top of a balanced, varied, adequate diet. If one can get all the essential nutrients through a balanced, varied, adequate diet, then one does not need food supplements. First, they are not needed because one already has enough supply of nutrients. Excess is unhealthy. Second, one is subjecting oneself to the harmful effects of the supplement, as some of them may contain strong biological side effects on the body. Third, one is subjecting oneself to the harm or risk of excessive nutrients. If one cannot get all the essential nutrients through a balanced, varied, adequate diet because of lack of available food groups or because one cannot eat, then this is an indication for food supplements. First, they are needed for the body to function well, to stay healthy, and to recover from the deficiency. Second, the benefits outweigh the side effects of the supplement. So there you are, food supplements and patient empowerment. Maximize your knowledge, kaalaman. Maximize your capability, kakayanan. Lastly, maximize your self-determination, kapangyarihan, in using food supplements correctly, in gaining greater control over decisions and actions affecting your health. Empower not only yourself, but empower others to do what is right on the use of food supplements. So with that, I end my pep talk. Staying healthy and contented, food supplements, are they necessary? I hope I have empowered you to have greater understanding of whether food supplements are necessary to staying healthy. Thank you and good day. Mabuhay kayong lahat.